What's up, YouTube? Jeff, your Style O.G. And on today's video, we're going to talk about 10 of the biggest reasons why a woman might reject a guy. If you're new to the channel, we release a new video every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, discussing various men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. I invite you to subscribe, tap that notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Gerald White, salute. Now let me preface this video by saying the vast majority of the points I'm going to make throughout today's video are for those situations where a guy actually had a shot. For most of these points, we're not talking about the situations where you never had a chance to begin with. We're talking about the ones where you had a shot, but it didn't work out for some reason. On today's video, I'm going to get into 10 of the biggest reasons why a woman might reject you and what you can pay attention to lessen the odds of rejection the next time around. So without any further delay, let's hop right into it. Now, one of the biggest reasons a woman may reject a guy is that he projects a lack of confidence. Hands down, one of the traits a woman finds most attractive in a guy is confidence. If you project that you don't have it, naturally she's going to be less attractive. And you have to understand, when you first meet a woman, you don't know her, she doesn't know you. Nobody's going to know how great a person you are if they aren't attracted in the first place. That's where confidence comes in. You see, a lot of women equate confidence with masculinity. It's only natural she's going to be more attracted to a guy who projects confidence, because confidence is an indicator that a guy believes he can take care of himself and others. Very appealing. So it only stands to reason a guy projecting a lack of confidence is going to get rejected more often than not. Showing self-doubt, nervousness, and insecurity is a quick way to get rejected. Another common mistake that can lead to a guy getting rejected is waiting too long to make that first move. Here's the thing, most of the time, I say 9 out of 10, a woman isn't going to come right out and make the first move towards you. Even if she's attracted to you, she's going to give more subtle signs she's attracted to you, not make a first move. That's up to you. And what can often happen, the woman will be interested, but you wait too long, that interest can wane. Yes, there can be an initial attraction, but that can wear off after a while. And you're giving the more confident guy an opportunity to swoop right in. You may wait too long to make the first move. She may have a guy by then, or she may have simply just lost interest by that time. So the best thing you can do, as soon as you decide you're interested, let her know. Now, another thing that will quickly get a man rejected is trying to do the, I'll just be her friend first. Let me get in this friend zone and I'll get out of it eventually. Newsflash, no you won't. Once she sees you as a friend, more than likely, you're going to stay there. Stop trying to do this safe, neutral thing. No risk, no reward. Once you stick yourself in neutral gear, it's hard to get out of that gear. Here's what a lot of guys will do. I'll be her friend first, I'll stick in the friend zone, and eventually she'll see me as more than a friend. Yeah, that works in romantic comedies and movies. This is not a movie, this is real life. Once you're in the friend zone, it's one of the hardest zones to get out of. Stop trying to be a woman's friend first if you really don't want to be her friend. If you're interested in more, stop the friend stuff, let her know. Which leads very nicely into my next point. Don't try to be the nice guy who pretends like he's not interested in sex. Here's how this goes a lot of times. This guy say, you know what? If I act like I'm not interested in sex, she'll know I'm not just this creepy guy. And if you're not interested in sex, that's cool. Be genuine about it. But more times than not, I know you probably are, don't pretend like you're not interested in getting physical. And you only can keep up that front but so long. And when it finally comes out, one or both of you is going to be very disappointed. On her side, it's going to be revealed you're not an honest person. You don't tell it like it is. And eventually you're going to get sexually frustrated and the truth will come out. And once she doesn't give it to you, then you're mad. That's on you, playboy. So this BS of going into it, pretending like you're not interested in getting physical is disingenuous, it's a lie, unattractive, and it will get you rejected. Which relates very well with the next point I want to make to you. Another reason why guys get rejected, trying to be the nice guy instead of being kind. Yes, there's a big difference. Both nice and kind guys can do very similar things, but the approach and attitude is very different. A nice guy does nice things in the hopes of getting someone to like them, almost guilting the woman into liking you. Whereas the kind guy does nice things because he wants to. He doesn't expect anything in return. A lot of guys do these nice things because once again, they watch romantic comedies. The nice guy eventually wins the woman over. That's why it's a movie. It's not real life. It usually doesn't work out that way. Being nice is actually disingenuous or manipulative a lot of time. Yes, it's okay to be generous and compassionate, but do it because you want to, not to win someone over. And you can only keep up this nice facade for so long. Once it comes down, you'll probably get rejected. Now we need to swing to the opposite end of the spectrum. Just like the nice guy or the guy who lacks confidence gets rejected, so does the guy who's too cocky. Now there's a fine line between being confident and arrogant. Women like confidence, they don't like arrogance. Yes, you should carry yourself with an air of confidence, but don't wear your attributes or your accomplishments on your sleeve. If you're successful, if you're a great guy, if you've accomplished a lot of things, this will become apparent over time. She'll get to see it. But if you're constantly talking about how great you are, all these great things you have, giving off this air of cockiness, women don't like that. It's a fine line between confident and cocky. Walk that line. And the guy who doesn't have the ability to walk that fine line runs the risk of the next problem. Don't be the guy who talks too much, especially about himself. Now, for my younger fellas out there, you might not be familiar with this reference, but have you ever seen the Chris Rock comedy where he talks about a woman knows if she wants to sleep with you within the first 5 minutes? A lot of times a guy opens his mouth and messes it up. That applies here. No need to constantly talk about yourself. And here's how I like to approach most conversations, whether it's dating or otherwise. I already know everything about me. Me talking about me doesn't help me learn. I need to decide if the woman is even worth my interest. I won't find that out running my mouth the whole time. And in general, women like to talk more than we do. If you don't give it that opportunity, it's going to be a turn-off. The arrogant, cocky guy is always talking about himself. I don't want to hear that, and you better believe women don't either. Do yourself a favor. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as you talk. Now, this next reason why a lot of guys get rejected by women shouldn't be a problem for most of the Style O.G family, but if you're still in progress getting these things together, it can be a problem. You might get rejected for bad style, grooming, and hygiene. You have to remember when you're first meeting someone, she's going off a first impression. And yes, this includes your image. She doesn't know you yet. She doesn't know the great guy you might be. And she may never get a chance to find out if you have bad breath, dry hands, or you haven't had a haircut since this past winter. Yes, there needs to be an instant attraction, and your style, grooming, and hygiene contribute very heavily to that first impression. Not making sure that you're taking care of these 3 key components can be getting you disqualified without you knowing it. If you want to lessen the chances of being rejected, stay up on your style, grooming, and hygiene. Next up is a reason that ties into a lot of the other reasons we talked about in today's video about why you might be getting rejected. Is that before you get to know the woman, you're projecting poor eye contact and body language. You definitely don't want to have weak eye contact. When you meet a woman, look her in the eyes. If you're looking around, you're projecting a lack of self-confidence. Like we mentioned earlier, a big turnoff. You want to project both interest and strength when it comes to your eye contact and your body language. Look her right in the eyes, have good posture, and orient your body towards her. Don't leave it up to interpretation. Give her strong, positive body language to respond to. Looking all around, having poor eye contact, not orienting yourself in an open, strong, firm way will have her guessing about your level of interest. You don't want her to guess. Men are direct. We should not be a puzzle for her to figure out. That weak eye contact and poor body language can be getting you rejected. Now, throughout today's video, we've been talking about reasons you might get rejected that are subtle and nuanced, but also we have to talk about the most obvious one. You might not be her type, and you have to understand that's okay. You're not gonna float everybody's boat. Every woman's not gonna be interested in me. Every woman's not gonna be interested in you. On top of that, she might just be having a bad day. Might just be bad luck for you, poor timing. But sometimes it's just not your day. Try not to take it personal if she rejects you for not being her type or any other reason on this list. It's just gonna happen sometime. You might not be her cup of tea. That's okay. Now, there are a multitude of reasons why a woman might reject a guy. And we talked about 10 of the biggest reasons on today's video. Some obvious, some subtle. But I want you to realize I'm not trying to give you a foolproof method of not getting rejected. That method does not exist. But being aware of some of the reasons why you're getting rejected can give you better odds. And that's what this video is about. Giving you a better chance to succeed in the dating game. You may be getting yourself disqualified before you even get a chance without knowing it. We're all gonna face rejection when it comes to the opposite sex, but if you work on some of the things we mentioned in today's video, you'll get rejected a little less.